Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 4 of the Rewatch Podcast, presented by the Terrible Video Gamers Club. I'm your host, Tyler Schatz, who's just excited to be here sharing this movie with friends for the first time for some people here. Joining me this fine recording session is one Stephen Howard.
Oh man, I hadn't. Shoot.
Oh.
Shoot. I fumbled it. Let's move on.
Crashing and burning here live in front of our eyes.
Oh,
You
God.
hate to see a fumble like that at the last minute, am I right?
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Turning a goddamn
Oof.
knife in the wound.
Ugh. I could make a margarita with that salt.
Amanda Howard is here as well.
I am, and I think I would also, if I could choose any kind of magic power, it would be a similar one to being able to talk to, or I don't know about control animals, but that would be up there.
One Josh Cox is here.
Yep. Also fumbling my intro, as always.
Oh man.
Nick Castillo has joined in the fun as well.
Joining the fun. I wrote down Kodo and Poto for life.
That is true.
Kodo and Poto for life.
Freaking.
In memory of Toto.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
He misses those rains down in Africa.
All
The
right.
rains down in Africa.
And last but never ever least, one Gary Delaney.
Born with the courage of an eagle, the strength of a black tiger, and the power of a god, the Beastmaster, the epic adventure of a new kind of hero. Sorry,
Okay.
Gary,
I literally looked at the movie poster for this and I was like, this is totally fucking 80s. That's the quote that's on the movie poster. I'm just like, I don't have anything better. I don't have anything better than the bullshit they put on movie posters.
Yes, this is an 80s ass 80s movie here. For those of you tuning in here who can't quite understand what we're talking about here, we are here discussing 1982's classic, The Beastmaster. Classic in hard quotes there.
mm,
It is very much a personal favorite of mine, and I'm finally looking forward to actually having it to share with other people here. Just going to read the quick summation here. Some user wrote on IMDb. Chris Markrakazakopoulos. I'm going to paste this name into the group chat here just so you guys can see what the last name looks like this guy wrote.
Yeah, but also we're dealing with
It's
a
a
story
Chris
of a dude
M.
named Max with an extra A. So,
And Dar. And
the god R battling the dude Dar. As I alluded to, the dog Toto, who is surpassed by ferrets Kodo and Poto.
Raoul.
Yeah, I was like,
Roo.
what
Roo.
should we name this amazing beast of an animal? This giant black
Roo.
tiger. Ruh. I had to pause it and go back and put on subtitles because I didn't know what the hell he said. I was like, did it skip on me? What the hell did he say? It's
Yeah,
like,
my note is if I didn't have
"Wow,
subtitles
Roo."
on, I would have no idea what this character's name would be. Yep.
Right.
So from this
I also marked
Right,
down it was
sorry.
hilarious that like every time the tiger mauls somebody, it's just a picture of Dar smiling from the side. Go back and watch it every time. It's like the tiger's eating somebody. You can hear screams in the background, and he's just like off to the side. Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff.
Dar, the son of a king, is hunted by a priest after his birth, but his new adopted father rescues him from a cult ritual and taken to be raised in a humble village where he learns that he has the ability to communicate with animals. Years later, when he's all grown up, the priest's followers murder his adopted father and other villagers, and Dar begins his quest for revenge, befriending several animals along the way.
befriending.
Yep.
Hey, with
Is it
the friends
is it
we.
befriending when you mess with their minds?
Mm-hmm.
So Steven, if this guy came along, it was pretty cool and amazing, but like he could kind of mess with your mind, but he was a great friend, would you still not like him?
Let's put it another way. Do you like cats, even though they have that parasite that's been shown that like it makes your brain more likely to enjoy cats?
This is a deep moral
The real
question.
Beastmaster.
The real Beastmaster. There you go.
The animals were pretty cool, but I think the main way he becomes the Beastmaster is all the sweet sword swing montages on the rocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how you train.
Starting, of course, with the sweet blunt stick swinging.
Yeah, big log swinging there.
A log swing.
It's how you get yourself bulked up when you're in the desert there with nobody else around. And also you could tell the passage of time because his hair grows longer and everything too.
I was trying to figure out if that was actually a continuity or if that was a storytelling thing or a continuity thing, because I couldn't tell if like some scenes it seemed like longer, shorter.
Did not notice that.
So like I think it's tried to be storytelling because he has the shorter cropped hair basically when he's young adult Dar in his adopted father's village there, and then after he leaves the village and stuff, and like after I think he's done swinging the log around, that's when his hair gets longer. Apparently time passed a little bit there.
Interesting.
So, oh, sorry, I thought somebody had something there. I honestly don't know how to kind of start the conversation on this because this is just a very 80s ass movie that is just simple to the point. Hits the beat, hits the beat, hits the beat, and then the ending.
Yeah, I'd say that coming into this, you definitely had to have kind of a idea or perspective on what you were getting into because it was definitely an 80s movie. And I feel like the movie could change drastically depending on what lens you view it through. I ended up actually viewing this through like a D&D lens. Like this was a giant D&D game by a maybe a not super detailed dungeon master who maybe forgets certain things and just moves along. But in that vein, it's still fun. Those games are still fun, and there was still fun to be had in this movie. I do think there were definitely parts that have not aged well, and
Yes.
I'm going to bring up one of those specific parts I'm when we get to it, whatever. But I will say the only other thing that my immediate reaction to, and I mentioned this yesterday when we were all talking, was everyone in this movie has a really nice body, and everyone besides one person has a really ugly face.
The ugly face. I'm curious.
Everyone but one person has an ugly face. Only the love interest has a nice face.
Oh,
The
Connie
hags
Roberts.
have hag faces. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
whatever her name is. The hags have hag faces. The I was talking to Amanda about this. The Dar has the what is it? The 70s, 80s-esque look going on, which did not age well. He had the Luke Skywalker thing going on, which apparently Luke Skywalker was a heartthrob back in the day. He's ugly as crap in those movies. Let's just be very clear and honest about it. And this guy's face it's about that same level, and I'm sure that sure he was a heartthrob at the time, but maybe not now.
So when Steven says he brought this up, this was brought up multiple times. Several times. Multiple times. Luke Skywalker's name was dragged into this. Like, Steven is literally on the opposite side of the Force right now. But it did end up striking a conversation. Like,
hate the 80s? He's just like, oh, Luke Skywalker, what a piece of shit. I'm like, wow.
Everyone born in the 80s, they just don't look good.
Like, beauty standards definitely hardcore change. Like, what we see in them is definitely different, which it's honestly a really good thing, a really good point, because I've always looked at historical paintings and been like I know that beauty standards change, but like you'll see someone described as like the most beautiful person, and you see the painting, you're like, I don't quite get it. In reality, like in our lifetimes, even we can see, well, almost in our lifetimes, you can see the standards changing. So.
And I will say too, there's also the other slaves that are occasionally briefly seen.
Disappear.
Yeah, no, they run off to find the guards, right? They run away up the hill, and suddenly the guards come from up the hill.
I don't think they
know
do
that.
run off the hill. I think
They
they
run
get
off for
grabbed by
freedom,
the
it's
guards,
fine.
then all the guards die, and then there's just from 4 slave girls now there's only 1 slave girl, and I don't think it actually tells you where those 3 go. They just kind of
They're not
They
important
jumped
to
in the
story.
fire. Jumped in the fire as well.
I want just some random one-off is that the star of this movie is Mark Singer, and I was like, hey, I wonder if he's related to Bryan Singer, and I was like, I wonder if it's probably his son or something. No, Bryan Singer is Mark Singer's cousin, and I was like, wow, thank you IMDb. Like, but
Who's
it
Bryan
proves
Singer?
that
A director of the early X-Men movies who's also a terrible human being.
Oh,
he is a terrible human being. I forgot about that.
why should I know
was just
about
thinking
him?
about X-Men movies, and they held a special place in my heart. But he is
No,
a terrible
why
human being.
Why is he a terrible human being?
We'll talk about
We
that
don't need to
off,
go
the,
into that right now.
off the podcast.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I guess the lens I was looking at this through is that this reminded me a lot of the movie Willow. I don't know who has seen the movie Willow.
Far
None of you?
superior movie. Far superior movie is Willow. This is
Willow compared to this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Willow
Okay,
is
all
far
right.
superior.
All right. Well, I'm seeing some head shakes, so I'm questioning too if nobody's seen Willow. That's another one we need to talk about. Oh, amazing. And the only one I
Really,
can relate
like,
to is the goddamn
Tyler
lawyer,
hasn't
Gary.
seen Willow. He is like, he's like, this movie's so amazing. It's called The Beastmaster. And then he's like, Nick brings up Willow. He's like, oh yeah, I
think-
never heard of that. I'm like,
I
holy
think we've
shit.
established a long time ago
Yeah.
that there's a bunch of movies that I really probably haven't seen because I
Oh,
was
man.
watching other things, or when I was younger, actually living my young childhood life outside.
Not
Goodness
learning
sakes.
about directors
Watching
randomly.
the Beastmaster for the 10th time. Yes.
That too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, it was on TBS.
Well,
Right.
Well,
The
Gary's the
Beastmaster
only
station.
one Gary's the only one I can connect to here, but yeah, Willow is another sci-fi movie set in those like early '80s that has a lot of really out there kind of themes, meant to be like high fantasy, Lord of the Rings-esque, and is not that, but is sort of in this weird avant-garde kind of realm that I think this aspires to be. And so I kept looking at it thinking like, okay, this is the main protagonist. And he's a little bit of like a playboy when he starts meeting the slave girls. And he's the hero that everybody looks up to. And okay, he's kind of ostracized from the group, but he comes back at the end to save everybody. And it was familiar, like you said, it hits the beats. You can tell what the story is trying to tell. It has a very defined villain. So it was interesting. I didn't dislike it, but it was just very jarring in a couple spots. So I was like, that's an interesting creative take. I texted Tyler a couple times at the beginning where we don't have to jump into it, but I was like, why are all the villagers on spikes? It's like you could have just left it that they were all murdered and leave it at that. But it's like seriously 5 minutes of him walking around with just people impaled on spikes in the background. And I'm like, I texted Tyler, I was like, this was your favorite movie as a kid? It's like, Jeebus, man.
That's
Again, I watched the TBS version probably a lot, which is heavily edited because
Did they-
it's TBS.
Did they cut that out then, or what?
I'm sure they
I'm
probably.
curious what was cut out and what wasn't then. Like, it explains a lot about how Tyler grew up, but that's fine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
fair.
There was a lot of for being so young, maybe a lot of gratuitous violence. But if honestly, during the scene with the spikes, the one thing that caught your attention was, oh, they're all being put on spikes. I was all like, just Vlad the Impaler crap. My question was, why the hell are the houses on spikes? Like, wait,
Yes,
you
this
don't live in a
bothered me.
bog? What's going on here?
Did they get monsoons? Like, what is happening here? Also, they were very, very wobbly, even like before the attack. Did you notice
Wobbly.
this?
I didn't understand.
Yeah. Gary was next, but I also had a comment on the architecture.
So the all the bodies on spikes. I watched behind the scenes crap on YouTube. Apparently they just had stacks of like styrofoam bodies. So the bodies on spikes are styrofoam, and they just like reused them for
Didn't
people
Reese use
burning in
real
the city.
Commit to the
Well,
bit if you're going to do
I
it.
know. I'm disappointed to real people next time. But
Oh no.
I'm upset that the listener is not going to be able to see what JC just did.
What did you do?
We were testing my crash zoom earlier in the call, so figured it was no better time to use it than the revelation that the bodies on spikes were styrofoam.
Nice.
Anyway, I guess we're going to Nick.
I had commented the same thing too, and I actually was trying to like play it out in my head. It's like, okay, they live in like a prairie kind of wide open area. Maybe the spikes help get better visibility to what's going on around them. But I was like, any big prairie wind is gonna knock them over. I was like, maybe they're like kind of in like a valley in that prairie, so maybe it floods occasionally. I had the same thought. I was like, it doesn't really make sense. It's an interesting, unique trope about a science fiction culture, but yeah, I didn't get that either.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it was just to like cause some difference in housing style between like that village and a village later. Like hey,
Maybe.
this is two different communities.
Yeah, I can see that. Because along the architectural notes I had as well, that it is a walled village, yet the houses sit up on stilts above the wall, so any protection that the wall affords is now gone. Also, whatever they're constructing it out of apparently explodes, even though it's straw houses.
There's
That
storing
was also
gunpowder in
one.
there, man.
There were a
Right?
few explosions that confused me in this movie.
There are multiple. Are you kidding? A few. It's like Michael Bay got into this at some points in time.
Early Michael
I was
Bay
gonna-
work.
So on the note of the architecture, though, I will say, and I think only JC will understand this, it looked like a village built out of silt striders from Morrowind, is what it looked like.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate the reference.
JC will remember that for future reference.
I also had a comment, now that you bring up the wall too. I had a note. We're kind of jumping out of order, but I also had a note how when the young riders are attacking, their best warriors stand outside the wall that's right behind them, rather than like maybe hopping in the wall and letting the riders get stopped by what seems to be the promenade designed for such. I thought that was really interesting. I was like, why not get behind the wall rather than
Interesting.
stand down right there outside the
We're
wall?
going Siege of Winterfell tactics here. Come on, man.
Right. Apparently.
Where do you think they got that information from? This movie.
Yeah,
This is how you do siege tactics.
Exactly.
you jump in front of the wall and
There's a lot to talk about between the battle too, but also his father notoriously takes the sheath off and chucks the sheath and stands him down, and then later on he walks up and finds the sword sheathed and opens it and it's like, oh, it's my father's sword. And I was like, did some random jung rider be like, sorry, this goes in here or it will rust, and put it back down?
I did think that was a kind of a
Makes me sure.
the throwing the scabbard away was kind of a neat kind of symbolic thing. Like there will be no surrender. I am committing to this bit, and he committed and he died. So good for him.
I will have to say, you guys are putting way more thought into the early parts of this movie than I ever have.
Oh, we've skipped past the parts where I had most of my question marks. This is, yeah.
Well, let's go back if nobody's opposed too,
Well,
because my
yeah.
first note is 5 minutes in, child sacrifice.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You got to set the tone.
Gotta
Know how
burn that
bad the
baby
bad
on the
guys
hand.
are.
Right.
And don't forget, you got to
Yeah,
do
so
the voodoo witch
so-
magic of transferring it from the wife to the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing a
good lord,
Yeah.
that was
cow into the
weird.
bedroom, that seems pretty kinky. And
I wanna
somehow
know how-
you bring a cow in and no one notices.
How did you get past the palace guards? These are the dumbest palace guards on the face of the planet. No wonder the city gets taken over. I mean, you're gonna fucking bring a cow into the bedroom, the emperor's bedroom. Oh, don't
Well,
worry,
that's
he
to say-
ordered it.
Yeah, they say it's like a city, but it's what, like a village of like 200 people at best, it looks like. So, yeah.
At best.
But yeah, no, that was. I will say I was also taken aback by there's the first, because Tyler let us know there was going to be 2 scenes in this show that are going to show boobs, and that this
must
was
have
one of
missed
them. The
that.
first one.
That's what happens
so
when you don't
surprised
pay
you.
attention to Discord. Nick.
I missed the conversation. I had multiple comments about what's with all the breasts.
All right. Well, this was the first one, and I did
So Nick
enjoy
was the
how
one
they made.
person who'd be watching with children who shouldn't see breasts, and he's the one person who didn't catch it. Sorry, Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I was just I thought it was a good juxtaposition of they were showing the women's bodies and they didn't let you see the women's faces until it's like, because I'm sure all the guys out there are going, oh, look at these are hot. These are, oh my God, look at that face. And that was, I'm sure Amanda had a different reaction. Amanda was like, oh my God, what are we doing here? Oh yeah, look, now they have ugly faces too.
Because it was surrounded by, all the other stuff that was happening. I got like the first 15, 20 minutes in and was like, I don't think Tyler prepared me for this.
Okay. I was.
Yes.
We were talking about this earlier today. I was started getting Ari down tonight for bed, and as Amanda's watching this in the other room, and every time I walk past, I hear, "Oh my gosh!"
Okay, to be fair, most of the oh my gosh, because I was just sitting here the first 20 minutes. Well, I was like, I don't think Tyler prepared me for this. On the other hand, prepared me for the rest of the show. So I was like, okay, whatever. Let's watch this. The things that were shocking me, I was like, are the animals gonna die? Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Get the ferret out. Like, what are you doing? Help him.
I
He saved you
had
from
to
the
look
quicksand.
up when the rule was where you'd put the disclaimer in movies like no animals were harmed, and that was 1972, and this movie was from 1982. So
Okay.
like,
So does it
was
have the
just- was-
notice?
Does it, I did not see the notice. Was there a notice?
Animals were harmed
Uh-oh.
in the making of
I-
this.
I
movie.
didn't-
Oh,
Well, and
no.
like,
I didn't go
and
down-
they definitely weren't as worried about that back
I
then.
do have one tidbit, and I've gone down the dark rabbit hole multiple times whenever this comes into my mind. There's always been a rumor out there circulating that, so we all see it's a tiger that they painted black, and called it like a panther or something like that, which is
Right.
dumb. Supposedly,
Liger.
supposedly the rumor is that black paint actually ended up killing the tiger.
Ooh.
The tiger died at some point in time later on, but I cannot ever find anything that completely verifies it one way or the other. It's always been a rumor that has popped up multiple times, and Steven's now probably going to spend time searching for it when I've already spent enough
Yeah.
time searching for it.
Why?
Yeah,
Also,
that
Not
ruins the movie.
brr.
Also, it was about halfway through the movie where I was like, I realized the tiger is never, like, obviously you're working with a live tiger. Like, he's never around a lot of people. Like, in nowadays, you just make a tiger CGI or something. But he's never around the other animals either. Like, there's a point where he, like, kisses the ferret. And I looked at that and I was like, that is totally two different shots merged together, because that ferret would be freaking dead if you put it next to a tiger.
Okay, so I found a little bit of the trivia on this real quick, and the tigers did not. So there were several tigers that were died because they had to have like different ones, but they did not die because of the dye put in their fur. One did die, and it did die because to apply the black dye to their coats, you had to anesthetize the tigers first, because obviously they wouldn't let you do that. And one of them just simply never woke up. Yeah.
Tigers that were died, but not the died tigers died. All that.
So that could
Boy,
be the warning.
okay.
So that's why they don't have the
No
disclaimer, because they
disclaimer, yeah.
can't, in all honesty, claim that. See, I was really worried when I was watching those parts.
I think we are also kind of moving past the real tragedy, which is Rip Torn's nose, his prosthetic nose in this movie,
I
which
did
is what the
notice
fuck.
that.
That is 4 question marks from me right there.
He
Yeah,
asked
at one
to
point,
be a
and I was
turkey
like,
vulture. I looked behind the
Yeah.
scenes like he told the director, I want to play this as a turkey vulture.
That's fantastic.
I love that it's like you see him a
Approved.
bunch like from head on, and then there's just one scene early on where he just turns and it's just honks out there, and it's just it's
almost got
blew
so
me away.
bad.
It was like a jump scare. It was wild. Yeah.
Is it going to be bad if I ask who Rip Torn is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
Steve and I know who that is.
The main guy
Patches
from
O'Houlihan from Dodgeball.
Yep,
He's
That's what I
he's
thought.
in Men in Black, Steven. He's
Oh,
Yeah,
Zed.
yeah, Zed.
wait, oh, okay.
Yep. He's been in so many
I
other
like-
things, but for whatever reason, Zed from Men in Black is the one I think of first.
There were a couple times where
It looked
I tried to do the little accent where he's yelling at the aliens, "You sorry little ingrates!" For some reason, that jumped to my head a
You
couple of
start-
times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
there were a
he's
couple times I was
yelling at
like trying to figure out if Rip Torn was actually from the South or something because like a little accent slipped in, and it's like,
Right. With like the
Also-
talking out of the side of your face kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a couple people that like I didn't look at the names right away, but then I'm watching their faces and I'm like, is that?
I
Yeah.
actually stayed on the credits to look at everyone's name to see if I knew anyone, and I didn't recognize
I
a
looked him
single
up a lot.
name.
I looked him up a
Wow.
lot sooner.
also like
Rob,
Steven
Uh,
saying that he didn't recognize a single name is like, all right, well, yeah.
That's actually fair statement.
I had to look up because the love interest is also a Bond girl.
That's what I was
And she's
just getting
Midge
that
from
to
that
you, Gary.
70s show.
Midge. I recognized her
And
as
who?
Midge first from that 70s show. Mom.
Wow.
Donna Pinciotti's mom.
No, the other, yeah, Donna's mom.
Donna's mom. Oh, okay.
Midge from that 70s. I recognized her as that, but she looked familiar from something else, Gary. And then I remembered she's from one of the Bond movies. I didn't remember which one until I looked it up, but yeah.
I was listening to Seth's voice and I was like, why is that so familiar? And I was like, oh, it's Admiral Fitzwallace, Stephen, from West Wing.
Well,
Oh shit!
I know him from,
that's where he's from. Yeah,
Coming to America.
yeah.
That too.
Who are we talking about?
He looked like he had gravitas.
Seth.
John
Amos.
Amos.
John Amos, yeah.
Yeah.
Amid
Guy with
Dar,
the
Podo, Kodo,
Seth.
Mayax.
No, I was
Seth.
like, yeah. So every time he would start fighting, I was like, oh,
Here's
Admiral
Mike.
Fitzwallace is on.
Yeah, some of these names are just like, whatever, buddy.
Oh, that is one criticism I'd have of this movie is you can make your movie as fantastical as you want, but when all of your names sound similar, it's going to make it so hard for the viewer to tell who's Podo and Hodo and Kodo and Lodo and Shodo and Rodo and
Hold on.
Frodo's
Do
probably
you guys
some there.
know which ferret is which?
No.
Yes,
No, exactly.
I do. You don't know?
Kodo's the one who
I just
Kodo's the one who died.
There you go.
I could
Toto
put
was
them
always-
next to each other, but-
Toto was always the ferret to the left.
Toto was the dog who was in Missing Africa.
Yeah. Ugh.
Let's
my
rewatch
goodness.
it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
One other
But we
note
do have-
on Mayax in the early beginning. I thought that his henchmen, who like just secretly looked at each other and knew what they were gonna do, and they're like, "Peace out, fam," and had the little hanging things they threw to the ceiling and choked themselves. At first, I was like, "There's no effing way." If you throw that thing, it's okay. One, if it sticks to the ceiling, it's only so long as it can reach to the ceiling. It wouldn't hang you, and you would
Yeah.
like hang because
Does
if you
it
throw
pull
it
you
up,
up?
it would. Yeah, it would pull you up. I was like, the physics of that don't make sense, man.
I did wonder a
really
little
small.
bit about the hanging techniques here. Like, I didn't think I knew much about hanging, and then if you've ever watched the Outlander, like read the Outlander series, you get a very in-depth thing about it. And now I'm like, from a standpoint, like just a professional standpoint, how does that work?
Mhm.
Because at the
Interesting.
very
From a
least,
professional
at the
standpoint.
very least, it's going to take them an hour to die. They're not going to die instantly like they seem to in the
Not
movie.
great writing. Not great
Right.
writing.
No.
They
Right,
just
right.
clearly didn't research hanging. That's all.
Yeah.
I
Everything
was
was
half
just-
curious.
You're good.
Go ahead.
Good, Nick.
I was half curious too when they banish Mayax. He just leaves, right? They don't actually put him in jail or anything.
Yeah.
It seemed like that would be the person. I'll get vengeance against you, and my priest will kill you. Whatever, man. Go about your business. It's like, no, isn't that the
That is
dude
a
you
big
should put in
mistake.
jail? Yeah.
That is the
Big odd.
number one of the 3 instances of Lord of the Rings that shows up in this movie. This is the banishing of Wormtongue at this point in time. Like, just fucking kill him, dude. Oh, well, we shouldn't actually do that because that would make us the bad guys. No, just kill him.
Right.
Yeah, be done with it.
Steven supports capital punishment. Got it.
For Dark Wizards, yes, I do.
Yeah, I wasn't quite even sure if the witches and everything that Mayax was working with were actually aligned to him, or if he was just like using these town resources or something. Because they're like, Mayax, get out of here.
That
You
wasn't quite
witches, just
clear to
go
me
about your
either.
business. Like,
Like, sometimes they clearly were, and sometimes they were like on their own thing, and I was like, well, these are unreliable allies
Yeah.
at best.
I
They were
thought
still
might
willing
be
to
like
kill
the
for 'em.
fates. Like the fates would be, not necessarily on
Yes.
your side, but they're just telling you what they're gonna see, and you can use them.
Mhm.
But then
I
at the
do-
end of the movie, they become just straight up on his side.
At the beginning of the movie, when we see the three and then they're giving him that prophecy, I was like, okay, I see where we're going here. This is the whole Greek thing. This is the faith, blah, blah, blah. I was giving it way too much credit there. It was not going that way at all for Greek things at all. But I will say, after the first 20 minutes of getting into this, I was still sitting here like, I have to know what happens next, because I got interrupted a few times by a very angry toddler. But I was still like, I paused. Kid, I need to go find out what's going to happen. And it did surprise me. It never did go where I was expecting it to go.
That is a good.
With one exception, when the tiger ran across the leaves, I was like, "Oh, that's a trap." I've seen that in video games.
One thing that I thought was a little more Greek than it ended up being was that I did not recognize that Zed was also the dude laying in the bed with his wife. I thought, or I wasn't sure if that was his wife or like an illegitimate son, and that's why it was like this thing that he was so upset about. And so I was extra confused whenever because they don't show the snake tattoo until until Zed's laying in bed, right? And then he's got like a very distinct, like terrible bowl cut fringe going on that I don't think he has in bed. And it's like, I was just very confused that was actually Zed until all of a sudden, like he's in the prison at the end of the movie and he's like, "Oh, my son." And it's like, oh, okay, so that was the same guy. Okay, well, all right, never mind, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could have used with a little bit more of like, you are this character kind of dialogue there at the beginning, because it's just kind of like everyone just jumps in and you're like, Mayax. It's like, okay, we're starting here now. Go.
Yeah, it's all very, very quick at the beginning. For a movie that is an hour 58 minutes, the front end is very quickly paced, where it's like Mayax is like, "We should sacrifice a child," and then literally the door just opens up. He's like, "I hear you're going to sacrifice a child. Can't have that." It's like, what? How did you?
Well, we had to make room for the sword swinging. Okay, how are we going to get in all the sword swinging?
Yeah, whenever when we get to the log swinging, I'm like, this is the longest scene we've had in the movie at this point. It's just him swinging a log.
I'll say the first moment in this movie that actually made me feel feelings was the killing of the dog, because I was a little bit attached to the dog, and that dog takes an arrow and I'm just like, why?
Gotta have the John Wick moment.
Does the Jun Horde Batwing guy see the dog pull him to safety?
I think it's
they have a scene where like Dar stares him off from a distance and then Dar runs off. And I was like, is this guy see him being saved?
I think you're trying to just chalking that up to chaos of the battlefield stuff going on, and they don't notice everything, I would imagine.
It was interesting jumping around a lot here, but it seems like the Batwing guy was almost supposed to be more of a head villain with the huge battle at the end than Mayax Maven was. And it's like he was barely introduced. He was like the plot device to get Dar to leave his house. He wasn't really like the guy, but it was interesting.
It was interesting because it also made it sound like that, and I don't remember what the evil wizard's name is, but the evil wizard, sure, he was a pawn of this army and the Batwing man.
Yeah,
and that did not seem like maybe it was setting it up for another movie, or what else, but
I mean,
it just seemed like it missed the. Yes.
What?
Steven, do you know this movie has
I don't
two
know.
sequels?
No,
I didn't.
Nope. They have nothing to do with this movie other than the character's name. If I actually put thought into this movie other than just the blind thought of me watching and stuff like that, I could kind of see like your point here, Stephen, of this being almost though like a storyline that intertwines with one another, of like Dar's main objective is to go fight the Horde there because they killed his family and everything like that. And he just happens to grow into a group that is also the wizard Mayak and freeing the temple and fulfilling the destiny and all of that stuff there. So it's kind of like just storylines that just intertwine there.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
You obviously could have done it better, but
in terms of just general like setup of the story, I was surprised to learn that this was actually originally adapted from a book. I'm sure Gary came across this in his behind the scenes searching.
Adapted from the book because they like the name and they like the concept of talking to animals.
Loose.
And
The
then,
concept of
as I
talking to
understand,
animals.
they just
Nothing else.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
originally
and
it
then
was
they
a,
just like
loose
wrote their own
adaptation.
screenplay based on the concept.
it was a book written by a female writer in 1959 with a Navajo protagonist who could talk to animals, set in a science fiction space universe.
What?
That sounds incredible. What is it? And then they like turn it into like,
Well,
what
I'm-
about Conan the Barbarian? You know, but he just like talks
but
to
he-
a tiger.
When he talks to animals, yeah. I think it's like I don't know if I could have facts
Yes.
to back this up here, but I thought I've heard sometime that like these types of like fantasy movies were cheaper to film than like science fiction movies or something like
Oh,
that.
I
at
could
the
believe
time,
that,
because
yeah.
it's like just go out to the desert in California like this one was filmed,
Yeah.
wide open area.
Let
Just
them
like
run around.
yep.
Give 'em a
rented
Bring your
loincloth.
a ranch
styrofoam
from
bodies
Phillips
and sticks.
66.
What, Carrie?
They rented a ranch from like an oil company. Like, so they had complete
okay.
control over this giant ranch. So they could build their sets there. They could like film it on the mountains and grasslands. And so that's why.
Simi Valley,
And it's
California.
filmed in California.
Simi Valley. Oh my gosh.
Also, the temple was because they thought they were going to film in Mexico, where they could use like I'm gonna fuck this up, Chichen Itza, like
Mhm.
the temple with
You
lots
got it
of
right. Out of
steps.
everything, like Chichen Itza, yeah, out of everything you can get wrong, you
Why is
kinda
JC
got that
laughing
right.
at me?
One,
Indigo Montoya.
yeah, Indigo Montanja
Yeah.
is over
Yeah, yeah.
here pulling out Chichen Itza. But just the idea that Chichen Itza was like, that they thought that like, yes, this movie is designed, like, yes, this is worthy of this
They
great,
thought they could-
one
their-
of the
their
world wonders.
production was going
We
to
need
film
Mayax.
in Mexico, so they planned this temple, and then they had to build the temple in California. They took the general layout of the temple, but based on the dimensions of the steps, each step on that temple is only 6 inches deep. So like
Mhm.
the child and the main actor are the only people who are successfully able to climb that tower, because the steps are like 6 inches thick. So like you can only put the ball of your foot on, and you can't put your heel. Like, so they had
Dangerous.
like a rope to climb up. The sides weren't structural at all. Like, it was super. I don't know. I like behind the scenes shit. Like, oh, we made this sweet tower because it's a main set piece, but we built it not realistically, but it's already here. Anyway, I found that interesting.
Goodness.
Gary got Chichen Itza right, and he didn't get a boo history.
Because he's in charge of the boo histories. Like,
Yeah,
he's not going
I
to boo
know.
history himself.
Fucking lie is what it is. This is a lie.
You should be proud of him.
Conspiracy theory number 1. Gary is actually a history nerd.
See,
Ooh, I
this
like
is
it.
what screws up my counts, is because then I'm like, well, I'm not counting that because clearly that was made up. And then, but then Gary counts it, and then our numbers don't match.
Okay. Anyway,
I have-
continuing on. I have to go write a conspiracy theory in now.
Damn
You're
it.
welcome.
I have a conspiracy theory for you. Dar
Hold
is
on,
a
I can only type
womanizer.
one at a time.
Dar is a womanizer.
Is that really
conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just fact.
Then why are we making a
That's
conspiracy
an I
theory?
know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards moment. Like that is clearly the intent of the character.
Okay, I will add that to the list of things I knew exactly what was going to happen. And I was like,
Right.
I even asked Steven because he walked in it, and I was like, am I supposed to laugh at this? And he was like, well, the 80s humor.
I will say
Yeah.
I did not expect the moment where she overpowers him and then all of a sudden it's like I thought like that was gonna be it. But then nope,
Yeah.
he then overpowers her again and it's like, oh
Damn.
okay, well come on. Even for the 80s, I think we're a little
Potential.
much.
I lost it when he goes, "You owe me your life, but this will do," and just kisses her, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude!"
Not
I
even
wanna
like the lean in and then the rejection. No, just
Just, face
Well, I-
rape.
percussive moment. Yeah.
One of the things that I was thinking about during this was why or when did, and this is more of a not history, but like filmography question. This might be for Gary. When did the idea of haha, a woman is naked, let's steal her clothes and it'll be funny, become not funny, because it's definitely not funny now. It is not like you watch that now and you're like, oh, that's fucking creepy as shit, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's
But
jail time, dude.
I know this was a thing in What a Wonderful Life. That there's a
Mhm.
moment in there where they steal the women's clothes, basically.
Yep.
Obviously, this is in the 80s. Like,
Yeah, it creates real trust issues. Trust me.
I fucking bet it does. But I don't know exactly when this stopped being ha ha funny and people started going ha creepy.
Unfortunately, rather recently.
I think the number of movies you've seen where they steal dudes' clothes, I think there's some like it became less acceptable to steal women's clothes and it's like, let's steal dudes' clothes. And then they have to like I can't remember what movie it is where he has to like walk with a loofah or something.
American Pie. Feels like one of those.
I mean, that even
And, like-
happens in Road Del Dorado.
I did think of that. But like, and the ferrets did steal his clothes in here. But the difference was he purposely sicked them on their clothes.
To be fair, he left his clothes lying around while he was swinging a sword. So
A behind the scenes fact, which isn't really great, is that it's filmed in California in December. So both Mark Singer, who's always in a Speedo, is doing all this in like 40-degree weather, but also the introduction of Kira, she had to be in a pool in 40-degree water,
my
and
lord.
like they were all shivering. And apparently, like in the edit, they're like, "Oh yeah, we have to throw away a lot of cuts because the actors are shivering in the scene." And it's like, "Oh well, first of all, like
Who schedules
maybe-
your stuff?
yeah,
Your
maybe
shooting.
plan a better time to have
You know, they're
film the
half the
Beastmaster,
year,
but-
especially in California. You'd think over half the year. So how did you actually manage to schedule it for the bad part?
Right. I will say that was one portion of the movie which I wasn't entirely sure about until maybe halfway through to 2/3 of the way through. This movie goes all in on making everyone just wear the most revealing, sexy stuff on the face of the planet. Everyone's in a thong. Everyone.
Equally,
male, female, the
They have
ferret's
to be.
probably in a thong.
15-year-old boy. Yeah.
15-year-old
Yeah,
boy. Like, you can't say that there's necessarily any inequality in clothing in this movie because there is definitely nobody's wearing anything.
No,
I had
whenever they
some-
become
I-
death guards, they get gimp outfit masks. So
right,
Their
I
emo
have-
face.
I had a couple
Yeah,
notes.
that's just creepy. I think about how Tyler said he watched this as a child. I was like, this is seriously creepy as shit. Like,
Where do you think
Nightmares.
our belts came from back at that time?
You don't know what he dressed up like as a child. You don't know.
Oh goodness.
Did you have one of
I-
those belts? Everyone.
oh man, Halloween kid Shotzi is just like, I want to go as a death guard from Beastmaster.
The glowing green eyes.
Yep. Made for an interesting time that year.
I
Okay.
had several notes.
Senior year's
Steve-
crazy, man.
Steven's comment really quick on the loincloths. I had several notes that were like, Jesus, that's a lot of thigh. Because like everybody has this really revealing high cut, you know.
They're wearing
also-
thongs. Just- yes.
I didn't know. I couldn't tell if they were or not. There was a couple times where Dar is wrestling with Kiri in that first scene, and I'm like, you're almost flashing everything that girl has as she spins around. I'm like, how
Well,
are you not?
You can tell that
Really?
she is wearing a thong later on because her skirt progressively gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Like the first time you see her with a skirt, you're like, oh wow, her underwear's about to show. And towards the end of the movie, it's no, her underwear's just there. It's the entire time. So you at least know she's wearing it, I guess.
Okay. Goodness sakes. Yeah. Like even John Amos at one point, it's like, holy crap, that's a lot of thigh for that big man. Go ahead.
behind the scenes conversation from the YouTube was that apparently Mark Singer and John Amos, when they saw each other in costume for the first time, they hadn't seen each other. They just walked around a corner, looked at each other, and they said they laughed for like 5 minutes straight because they're both like John Amos is wearing like a creepy S&M outfit, and Mark Singer's wearing like a loincloth. They're like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I guess we're all in it together. Like,
I'm sending you guys the picture of the what I saw on IMDb when I was looking at some of this. Just like this, it's got that same stylized like 70s, 80s, kind of like what you'd see on Star Wars, even. But just first of all, this face does not look like him. Second of all, that outfit on her, what is that? We thought they weren't wearing much in the TV show. Look at the cover of the movie.
Yeah, as I'm looking at this Beastmaster poster now, I would say like maybe generative AI has something more human than we're giving it credit for. Because if someone saw the Beastmaster and was like, "Yeah, this is what it looks like," then it's like, all right, AI is just as accurate these days, after all.
And
I
that
just
is
want to point
clearly
out
like
that
a
is
jaguar.
that tiger. Yeah.
Well, I just want to point out that
Panther.
this thing is this has ferret erasure in it. There is no ferret here at all.
Oh, you're right. But also, like, that's like a totally different woman right there.
Yes, it is. This
But
is
I'm not entirely sure it's not a different man. Look at his face. Like, what is that?
And
Who is
again,
that?
for me, this
Probably
is just
hand
like,
drawn.
yeah, for me, this is just stuff of this time because like I just pulled up like Conan the Barbarian poster from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Maybe close to resembling Arnold and the main lady that was in that.
Oh, I need to see that one.
Here, I'll paste it in.
Thank
This
you,
also
Steve.
reminds me, while we're pulling
Thanks.
that up, that this was produced by a leisure investment company, which I pulled up. Like as you're going through the opening titles, leisure investment company presents. And I was like, what else has a leisure investment company done? Nothing at all. They produced the Beastmaster 1. That's it.
Yeah, I think
They-
That's
They had their one
the
shot.
The director said they had to get funding, and no studio wanted to fund it, so
Yep.
they got like foreign investors to fund the movie.
oh boy.
yeah, a lot of the criticisms you guys are saying are totally valid and everything. I completely agree with a lot of it, but it's just like this is the stuff of the time, and like a lot of these movies that I kind of watched. So it's like, yeah, this is what I'm used to seeing.
No,
Oh,
I
it's
totally
fine.
understand
We'll
that, and
vent
that's-
and then we'll get to the good stuff.
Well, and that's like what I'm saying. Like it all depends on the lens that you view it through.
Yep.
I viewed it through a D&D lens, and therefore it was just a fun romp for me. And you could view it through any sort of other lens and have a different experience in this.
So Stephen watched this before I got around to it, and
Drunk.
I knew very, very little about it. But I happened to walk up to Stephen's computer when he was not there,
Oh my
and
god.
I
We're talking about
he-
flash and thigh. We are flashing a
so-
lot of the Beastmaster's thigh just on my computer. Just wakes up. It is the Beastmaster.
even worse, I didn't realize he was watching a movie or anything. Like he had paused it and walked away, and it was full screen. And like I didn't realize there was a movie. I thought he had the most messed up background, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" From a guy who usually posts like space or like architecture backgrounds, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Masculine thigh.
So, and it was a point where like he's in like the sinkhole, the sand, quicksand. You know, that problem that we all thought was gonna be a much bigger problem when we were adults
Mhm.
and didn't turn out to be.
We did.
But
we
he's
need
like
to
getting
discuss
pulled
that.
out. Yeah, so Steven walked up and I was like, "What the hell's this background?" And he looked at me like I was an idiot and hit play. And I was like, "Oh, it's a movie. Thank God." So when I started watching this, I was waiting for that scene. I was like, "So I know there's quicksand somewhere."
Yes. Also, those ferrets are like beavers. They can really chomp through that branch.
Okay, I did
Out of
think that.
here.
Like, whenever it showed them, I was like, "That is definitely." Well, while a bite from them would definitely hurt, it is that thick rope is going to take a little bit.
They show
Luckily,
the
it ended up.
entire rest of the movie too. They can nom through anything.
They're very clever. They were very adorable, and I was very sold on them early on.
Also, the people in this movie talk about how ferret sales went up after this movie. Like lots and lots of people got ferrets as pets because of it.
I kind of
And
wanted
named
one when I
them.
was
Ah,
Did you want a black tiger too?
younger. New. I knew
was it
that
a black
was gonna be-
tiger or was it a panther?
I want the eagle.
Was it an
I
eagle
thought
or
it
was
was
it a hawk?
supposed to be a panther.
I think it
I
was
thought it was an
hawk.
eagle.
I have
See,
a
there's a
question.
lot of ambiguity here, guys.
Did the eagle get a name?
Eagle.
I don't think so.
I don't think it did.
Eagle.
But
is
he's the
couple
only one
times-
he actually talks to. He doesn't talk to any of the animals. He stares at them until they do what he wants. The eagle
Right.
goes,
Right. There was actually like he squawks a couple times. I was like, that's odd.
See, you know what they need to list on IMDb? Like the animals and who they were played by. It's ridiculous I don't have this information at my fingertips.
I mean, because to anybody else, he's like staring at the ferrets and they run off, and it's like, ooh, mysterious. But he's off in the corner going,
yeah,
Yeah, he
That'd be
did.
cool.
I don't understand the rules.
I just had to confirm this via the internet. It's Sharak. Sharak.
Actually, I remember that
That's
being
the
said.
eagle?
It's Golden Eagle.
I didn't know that.
I am a bird genius.
I also
An
enjoy that, like,
ornithologist?
the one thing that's super unrealistic is
Okay.
the bird can somehow like
Ornithologist.
rip that man out of the manhole. Like you can just
Yes.
like, pick him up and throw him, and I was like, oh, okay.
Strength.
Like,
That bird does
Super
several of
strength
those
bird.
things too.
He's
Yeah.
the prime eagle in this world.
The prime eagle.
Yeah, several times when he went, I was like, do you understand how
bird.
easily that bird is going to get injured by these guys? That guy is wearing armor.
Yeah.
One smack and that bird is down.
he's got
I thought-
knife hands.
Well, I honestly thought several times that this bird was going to go in and say, "Oh, this is going to be the sacrifice of the bird." By the end of this movie, he's going to have no animal. That was I had a couple ideas in my head, and one of my ideas was that one by one the animals were going to die until the end of the movie, and it was just going to be him, and like he would have sacrificed all. I thought that would have been kind of a neat, sad little movie, but it doesn't.
Mhm.
Instead, the animals are just like,
Until
Oh.
Toto takes us by surprise, and I kept waiting. I was like, so he's going to get him, right? Like he's going to run out?
Okay, I
Noble
have to ask,
sacrifice.
are you saying Toto or are you saying Poto and Koto?
Look,
Jeez.
I barely know their names.
Because you keep saying Toto, and I'm just like, where are the rains
So,
in Africa?
I
at
was
here?
Toto.
I was
Toto's the dog.
Look,
Oh,
Koto with a K.
Yeah.
remember
I was
Literally.
unclear.
Koto with a
on their-
K because Koto gets killed.
come to the dark side of not
Oh,
knowing
no.
any of the characters' names. It's
I know this
fantastic.
is not this is not like me in terms of the animals. I learned those names fast, but honestly, I felt like he was using different syllables. So there was Kodo, Poto, Hodo, Dodo. I don't know, and then you guys said
Right.
Toto, and that's in my head now. This is your fault.
I mean, Toto is his little dog. It's
Poto,
it's
Dodo.
perfect.
What are the names? What are the names?
Koto gets killed. And Poto with a P.
yes. Those are
Ah.
the facts.
Okay.
Um,
Either way, it was heartbreaking.
I have to move on slightly. Speaking of weird creatures and stuff like that, how'd you guys think of that side quest there where we went to that
Oh my god, those were terrifying.
weird
Those
Bat
were
people.
tree
genuinely
area? Those
terrifying.
bat people there.
They were freaking messed
Oh,
up.
yeah.
At first I thought it was young priests who were there. Like Max has them cornered in a cave somewhere, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden they just grab this guy in their robes. And all of a sudden there's like green slime. And I'm like, what are they doing to him? And all of a sudden he drops out bones and is like, wait a minute, where are we? Who are these people?
I caught
No
on pretty
words.
quickly. Well, I was gonna say I caught on pretty quickly that they were monsters, but just the melted face, the winged, sort of, they were genuinely terrifying monsters. There are a lot of things in this movie that I can criticize. Those were scary ass monsters.
Yeah.
And the decision also to make them intelligent was fantastic. I loved that.
Yeah. Where the hell did they come from in the end? I'm just really confused.
I don't know, they're vampires. They're just there, man.
They
I
came
mean,
from their
it was a-
village.
It honestly was a
There's
pretty
been a
cool
little
end scene,
tree.
but I was like,
Free village.
and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I was really confused. I wanted some. Maybe they were the real eagles. They just
The
swooped in.
eagles are coming. The eagles are coming.
Mhm.
The freaky vampire things are coming.
There's no words though. Like he doesn't even when he figures out what the medallion is for, he just throws it to the bird and the bird flies off. And he's not even in trouble in that time. It's just this weird like, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna give it to the bird. The bird flies off, and I forgot about it. And all of a sudden, it's just later on. It's like we're here. Holy shit!
Yeah.
It's a
with-
look to my coming in the east. Sorry.
Because like Seth is like the only one who reacts appropriately to these creatures the whole time. Because like Dar is just like 80s smile mode of just like, yes, this is all going to plan, and Seth is just aghast, just eyes wide, like, what the heck is happening? This is nightmare shit.
Yes, it is.
I will be honest. If you were to tell me there are reasons for my child not to watch this, I wouldn't care about showing breasts. I would care about that scene with those goddamn monsters.
Yes. I think
That would be
So
the Sixth Sense for me.
I was watching one of the scarier scenes, like with that headset on. We had trouble getting our daughter to sleep, and I went in there because she's crying, and I get in there. She goes, "This is a scary room," and I was like, "What?" Thinking like, "Oh my God!" She reached into my head and just brought out what I was watching, and so I felt terrible. And I was like, "No, there's no way she can't hear it. It's on a headset. She's in another room. There's no way."
Those fuckers are terrifying.
Yeah, those vampires, especially sleep deprived in the middle of the night watching this movie. Like, I just was like, oh, this is a fun little romp about a guy with beasts, and then it's like vampire monsters come out of nowhere. You're like, oh shit.
Yes.
Was this movie a lot darker than I remember? Holy, this is gonna be a ride.
Gary's going, I got a trip.
So I was wondering if one of my conspiracy theories is that the reason why it wasn't just that one of the reasons why the Beastmaster is able to connect with these things is because they're part animal somehow, and he's able to talk to them or to at least indicate that he's a not hostile, not a threat.
I thought it was made allusion to the fact that so he's about to get attacked. They're up on the hill or the tree area or whatever, and then the eagle comes and lands on that chair, and then they realize he has a connection with the eagle there, which is like, oh, you're a friend of eagle. Eagle is our god. We won't hurt you. What are you thumbing down?
That's what
Gary?
I thought too.
Amanda, for Steven's second conspiracy theory, I am not counting because he rambled and didn't get to the fucking point.
Okay.
Not counting it.
Good
One
lord.
conspiracy theory.
Don't care. Anyways,
He also didn't start out with conspiracy theory.
I didn't. You're right.
I like how Dar tries to save the random guy in the cage, and the guy just proceeds to get freaking ate.
Yep.
Yeah, like I'll hug the wall and then run directly at one, and then see if that does.
Oh, the old run directly at him play.
They'll never see it coming.
Oh man, that did not go well. Sorry.
Steven made a Road to El Dorado reference earlier, and I actually had one when I was watching the scene with the eagle and it landed, and I was like, oh yes, I've seen this in Road to El Dorado for sure. Now they will know who the gods favor.
Oh man.
That scene was kind of trippy.
So what I was going to do is I was going to use that and my idea that maybe he also sort of communicated with those creatures to bounce off. Why the hell didn't he communicate with a single horse this entire movie? Like everyone
I was waiting
horses,
for it.
and I'm just like, just tell, hey man, just buck a little bit, just like throw him off, like.
At the end, if he had all the horses just stop at the same time, think how amazing. Also, they exploded.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Did he not feel their pain? Were horses not beast enough for him? Like,
horses are a
That's
different
even
class of
worse,
animal.
though.
They're only suited for glue.
Simply a tool.
Whoa!
Huh.
Says the cat lover. Jeepers.
Let's see. I guess we've kind of touched on the.
Speaking of the
go
horses
ahead.
and the fire part, does anyone else feel it's super unrealistic that you like? Obviously, you're super soldiers and you're in a pit of fire and you crawl out and you're ready to fight. I was like, I feel like fire sucks oxygen and you're gonna get out of there coughing and probably a little woozy. Steven?
Probably right, but they also don't feel pain. I think that was one of the things that was mentioned about him, right? Is that, or
Oh,
maybe
I
I'm
missed that.
getting it wrong with the other. Like when they create those super soldiers, they don't feel pain anymore. They don't
Oh,
feel
yeah,
any,
Death
like,
Guards?
sort of- yeah, death guards.
Oh
So it
yeah,
could be
I thought they were
similar
different.
to-
Yeah, they might be on fire, but I don't think they necessarily care. They're like reavers.
I was thinking of the Jinn. What were they?
The Jun.
Jun.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the Jun had the same sort of thing, or if that was like a. I mean, because Mayax was working with the Jun for a while there, so it seemed like maybe they had a little
That's
exchange of
reasonable.
ideas. So
I am very
Exchange
unclear
of
about the
information.
relationship between those groups of. Like, what I need here, guys, in my nerdery is I need a political chart of organizations and alliances between different factions within this situational group to better understand why people are doing what they're doing.
All bad guys know each other, Steven. Don't you know that?
Get out of here.
yeah, they go to the meetings. Yep. But like within this movie already, there's already these just little things that happen where like Kiri just runs off and like opens up a secret door and then comes
Right.
back and it's like, oh yeah, she's a Trove warrior. She knows this place. Like, what the heck is a Trove warrior? What are we talking? Like, this is not established at all.
And
I
let me
don't
see
know.
more warrior stuff.
And I don't know how she goes from being nubile slave girl to, oh, she's a Trove warrior and she would definitely die for her people. Obviously, she didn't. She was a slave warrior. She was a slave at some point, so she didn't. What's going on here?
There's no subtext when she talks earlier about how terrifying Max and his priests are. It's nothing like I'm a warrior and I'm terrified. It's just we're all slaves and we have to do whatever they say, otherwise he'll kill us easily. Like, okay, where does this strength come from that you know what you're doing?
It's like my family could die. It's like, all right, well, later on, it's like, all right, your family's gonna die. Oh, I gotta stick with them.
It is what it is. This is my job. What is it? My destiny or something is what she says or something?
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if we've all caught that this is a movie about two people in love who are cousins, right?
Yes, I did at the very end. It
I
took
just
me until the
thought
end.
you
Distant
just
cousins,
said
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But they're different cousins. It's like you have your cousin, and then you have your first cousin, and then you have your second cousin, right?
All right, now I know you were born in Texas. Yeah.
Is that a Mean Girls reference?
That is a Mean Girls reference, yes.
There you go. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was like it was just a subtle thing where Kiri mentions like Uncle Zed, and it's like, but Zed is his dad, right? Like,
Completely
this is just a whole family affair. Like, all right, yeah. No,
I
it's
did
not
not
brought up a lot.
catch that. This
What is it?
movie is really dark. Like what? Like,
What is it? Like,
Beastmaster.
if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family or something like that.
Yes.
Incest, an activity the whole family can enjoy.
Yeah, incest is the best to put your cousin to the test, I guess.
Oh,
whoa!
this took a turn.
You
Sorry,
started
listeners.
this.
I'm
You started
offended,
this.
and I'm not usually offended.
Nah, that's not a concern of mine.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta just kind of roll into the last, like the final fight scene of just taking back the city there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys had any more questions or points in between there you wanted to kind of touch on.
Did anyone else think that the final fight scene, the sword fighting was really lackluster? Like,
I mean,
just
yeah, it wasn't great,
inspirational.
but
Honestly,
I
I'd ask
mean,
you
we
what
started
final fight scene.
Right. There's two final fight scenes, so perhaps
Okay.
that, and then we start the movie with the sword fight of his adopted dad and the witch, which was I would consider a low point. So from there, high art for the final sword fight. Yeah.
let's do the final fight at the top of the temple, and then we'll go into the final fight at the end with the Ring of Fire.
The Ring of
Yes.
Fire.
So for
The
the
Ring of
final
Fire.
fight at the top of the temple, I love how it just going to that fight. We get from the I must go with them, they're my people, to he's sitting on the rock. Oh, they all got captured and died? When did this happen? I don't know, when they all left in the middle of the night. Where have you been? Like, you said you'd
I
stay.
was sleeping.
What's going on here? And then
Max also followed the evil bad guy meeting notes of like, don't kill the people right away. Give the hero time to get there before you kill them.
oh my gosh. So yeah, then he gets in there, and apparently there's just all the guards are at the monument to Chichen Itza because he just rides freaking in there. Who knows? No one's gonna stop him.
City defenses aren't big in this world.
Everybody
Like,
has to be
fair.
there at Ritual Sacrifice Day. It's kind of required. It's part of the city charter there. You have to be there at Ritual Sacrifice Day.
The doorman included.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that sword fight was everyone come at him one at a time. Just
Yep.
make it fair.
Bad guy trope there. All
Yep.
henchmen have to attack one at a time. And then
Maybe that's just safety. This way you don't hurt your fellow warriors. You only risk sending one person at a time. That way you don't get friendly fire.
yes. Also kind of funny now that I'm thinking about it there. They hype the Death Guard guys to be this big opposing force. They're only ever dealt with the once when they're in the temple, and you don't really see them ever again.
Yeah, and that's why I thought, honestly, when they rode back in for the second final fight, seeing that those were the Death Guard guys, I didn't make the jump that those were different.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have glowing green eyes. That's how I knew.
That's fair.
And the studded outfits.
But then, obviously, the Dark Priest kills Beastmaster's dad. Which, oh no!
You're my father. Oh, now you're dead.
Well, the world's probably better off.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that it looks like he was starting to set the sword down to like get like some sort of hostage negotiation, and then just Zed gets stabbed. And that's it. It's like, all right, well,
Fuck you! You're gonna stab him
That's
anyway.
exactly what it was. It was a screw you. You think we're talking? We're not talking.
Right.
You think this is
you
a
thought this was a street
negotiation?
fight? There you go.
Street always wins. And then old Rip Torn gets thrown into the fire because the ferret sacrifices himself to save everybody. Long live the ferret.
One of the ferrets. Thank
One
you.
of the ferrets. I was using the
They did my
singular
boy-
form there.
Did my boy dirty.
Yeah.
They have him pretend to like reach and like he contemplates like maybe I can reach the ferret quick and get him, and he's like no, oh no.
I was with Amanda.
Fire.
I was expecting this ferret to just show up afterwards at some point, and then they kept shooting to the second ferret, and I couldn't tell the difference. So I was like,
It
"Is
ferret
this
babies.
the ferret pack?
Yeah.
It ferret babies instead.
Yes.
What?"
He's talking about at the end there when you've got the reveal
Oh.
from the pouch. There's the one singular ferret and the two little babies.
No. Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Oh no.
If this movie came out in the 2000s, there would have been a spin-off of just the ferrets.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
A couple of 15-minute quick show snippets there.
Yep.
Yeah, so if it came out in the 2015s, it would have been a made-for-streaming short series, and otherwise, early 2000s would have been a whole separate movie.
I do like how in this end scene, though, they do allow the prisoners to just wear the random clothes they were wearing under the sacrificial togas. So when they get thrown weapons, they're just like, "Wow, I'm wearing my armor already." Maybe don't do that, but hey, whatever.
Given that their armor is
And then-
basically underwear anyway.
That's true. Fair enough. And then they get the entire city to rebel. Fight to the death! Fight to the death!
To the
Where's that
tower,
been, man?
To the temple. Go up
To the
rise.
temple!
See everyone at the top. In this very narrow area that's very hard to climb anyways.
I love, and they're literally climbing that thing. It's like the joke. Oh, watch Mucus run! Like,
And then just moving into the final part there, they have the little brief thing where they're setting up for the city to be invaded. So they're covering what we find out is the tar pit or oil pit or whatever in sand.
I do have questions about what type of pit that is.
No, it's tar. Yeah, he sees it on the way into Aruk for the first time.
And I think
How
they
is it
Kick-
call
kicks a
it
rock
tar
in.
too.
Easily. They call
What's
it
that?
sludge, I think.
Hmm.
I don't know. I could be wrong. But one way or another, I mean, that thing explodes. It doesn't light on fire.
yeah.
It explodes. But we
Sarexplode.
get my second Lord of the Rings reference here, and it was my first one while I was watching the movie. Was this? They obviously come from the Urukai school of setting things on fire, because they grab the torch and start running like they're in the goddamn Olympics to throw this thing in the fire instead of shooting a goddamn arrow with fire on it. And obviously, yeah, he takes an arrow and he doesn't go down like an Urukai, but has to go out, and the king goes out to save him too, and he gets shot as well.
Yep.
Gary's upset because he's not watching superior movies. He's very into inferior movies.
It's the Game of Thrones thing too. At the Battle of Winter, relating it all back to
Yep.
the Battle of Winterfell there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we get the final showdown between Dar and the head of the young horde there, the Batwing dude.
Yeah. That was, I mean, I don't understand the let me solo him thing going on there. And then after he does solo him, all those other soldiers are like, well, I mean, we're just going to kill you now anyway, so thanks for killing our leader, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you have to reintroduce the Bat monsters again.
Both are coming.
And to me, it felt like those were shot in like a separate round of pickups or something, because it's like they had the fight scene with those two, and so it's like they don't have the other character standing in the background for those shots where it's just the two of them fighting. And there's even moments whenever it's like the bat things come down and do the dissolving, and then they like start backing up and running away, that like everyone is very clearly standing behind Mark Singer, Dar, for a moment there, and then it'll cut to a shot where you're looking backwards from Dar and nobody else is there. It's just him solo running up for the gate, and it keeps cutting between those so much that it's more than a continuity error. It just looks like they're shot on different nights or something.
Easily could be. There were so many continuity errors in this show. I stopped actually caring about them at a certain point. I'm like, we're going to watch this movie for what it is, and it is not contiguous.
Yes. Like I tried to hammer at the end of the last episode there. This is an 80s movie going with low expectations there.
I mean, we keep saying it's an 80s movie. Star Wars is 1976, and like that, it's not like high art in a lot of senses, but it doesn't have like huge glaring errors with stuff like that. So I mean, it's an 80s B movie for sure.
Sure.
To an extent, I was also thinking there are a couple of points here where, one, I'm surprised that you hate Troll 2 as much as you do after having seen this now.
Troll 2 is bad. No. There's like this movie, and then somewhere down here is Trolls 2.
Goodness sakes.
I had
And
to
two,
look
like,
at Metacritic because it's also lower than Speed 2 Cruise Control. So
Speed 2 Cruise Control is at least somewhat up there above Trolls 2. Trolls 2 is just bad.
Wow.
I would say that there's like a level where you're clearly like forgiving in terms of cinematic viewings, and so I'm curious like where that line is, because Troll 2 to me is just like there's an amusement to it almost.
We might have to do
Very
just like a
fluid.
special watch of Trolls 2. Like we keep talking about doing like just getting into a Discord call and watching a movie. We might have to do that for Trolls 2 just so you guys can
All
see.
for it. But then also like the Fast and the Furious leaps of logic that happen as well. Like, okay, I can see like why someone is more forgiving to those sometimes if like the Beastmaster is your source of returning. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
No offense intended. I'm just saying that
No,
like
I'm
it's absolutely like that's just like
Yeah.
yeah, you don't
totally-
care.
I
Go ahead.
totally admit a lot of my liking of this movie is just nostalgia, rose-tinted glasses and stuff like that. So
I get
totally-
it.
Oh my gosh.
Trolls 2 is
I
something
will-
special.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So maybe you guys can. I don't understand the ending of this movie in terms of he vanquishes the bad guys, he vanquishes the guys that he swore vengeance on, and he's like, I must leave. I have other places to go. I'm like, where are you going? What are you doing? Is there a plan? You don't know.
How'd that
There's
kid
a-
survive an arrow to the chest?
It was on the other side of his heart. It wasn't on the side with his heart.
Got him in the shoulder.
They haven't have advanced medicine from not having to spend all that money on clothing.
Yeah.
He just has to not use his left hand for a bit, and then he immediately uses his left hand to get up the stairs. So, real fast healing.
Yes.
But does it
Also-
imply? Well, real quick, does it imply anywhere though? Getting back to what I was saying, does it imply that he has some sort of mission other than defeating these bad guys? I was really taken aback by that, and I was shocked. I understand they're abdicating for the king thing, and yeah, no, but I don't want to be king. Cincinnatus, blah blah blah. But I don't understand what his purpose is. Yeah, I know you don't know what Cincinnatus is. That's not my problem.
So let's get into the abdication talk here, because I know Gary loves the word abdicate. I just take it as just I keep using this kind of that 80s style movie there of like hero is just a wandering traveler now doing quests out there in the wasteland or something like that. You know.
Yeah, the D&D session has ended. The story's over. He's got to go into the next town to find the new bar where he's going to pick up the next quest.
Goes to my political situation map. I don't know that there are any more towns out here. I'm just saying.
And Steven hurt himself.
I did. I just struck my funny bone. It's not very funny. Oh.
Those are the worst.
A few other random behind the scenes featurette things I learned. The cinematographer for this movie previously worked for Stanley Kubrick.
The cinematography was something that I took note of because it's sometimes really good and sometimes looks like it was shot for TV in the 80s. Like it's very weird. Like the moment whenever he first talks to animals and like there's all this great depth of field effects going on behind him and a very swirling lens effects and stuff, and it's like this looks like a movie, and then it turns into moments where it's just like it's clearly like a sound stage with like very clear miniature work going on. It's just like the production levels are kind of all over the place in terms of that as well, where it's like, but yeah, some really good looking scenes, I think.
Yeah, apparently he worked with Stanley Kubrick, and this guy who's making a film that's financed by like foreign businesses, like was like, hey, you want to be a cinematographer? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just move my family to California and I'll be your cinematographer. Cool.
Goodness.
80s, man.
Also,
Did they offer to pay for that?
I don't know I don't know how much people get paid in movie things, but I assume enough to move your family. Also, apparently the director was banned from the edit by the studio. I don't know if there's a studio, if it's funded by a
reason behind that. You can't tell me that he was banned from the studio and not tell me why he was banned.
Right. Oh, he just they just didn't want him to have the final edit of the movie, so he directed all the action, and it was really short in the featurette. It was just like, yeah, I couldn't edit the film, so they made some choices to make it longer. I think his vision of the film would have been slightly shorter. Like some of the scenes dragged out and the shots dragged out longer than he said he would have. Similar to the sword montage.
It goes back to that old studio adage there of like, if your film is long enough, that means the theaters can't show other companies' movies in it as well. Maximize the show time of your film while delaying others from showing in the theater. Anything else, Gary?
I didn't have anything else.
Okay.
I just was happy to find featurettes on YouTube because I was like, this movie's kind of weird, but the featurettes made it better.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
So being as this is our second movie here, I've got a couple of questions I kind of just pulled out of our channel here. Well, these first two are kind of just more independent on this movie here. Just kind of for the general group here, I'll ask this question here. What did you know about this movie before going into it?
Nothing. Didn't know it existed.
Nothing. It's one of Tyler's favorite movies. That's all I knew.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Eight.
seen it similar to Tyler on like TNT, but I did remember it being a lot better.
Yeah, just 80s B movie in that fantasy style. But
Same with you, Amanda.
And also
Nothing.
probably I'm wondering if the edit for TV
I
was a little
knew-
more succinct.
I knew that it was one of your favorite movies. I knew it was an older movie, and then you had warned us, like you said, 70s, 80s. That was about it until I saw a screenshot on Steven's computer and was like, oh, what have I gotten myself into?
5 for days.
Die for days.
I told Steven to go take a screenshot of that and save it as a screensaver, but he
I
wanted
did
to
not take her
explain
up
that.
on that.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted. I couldn't tell if it was just because he didn't want to explain it or if he just didn't think it was a good screensaver.
Pseudo
feel
Mark
like that's
Hamill's
the
glistening
perfect
thigh
Work
is
background.
no. If pseudo Mark Hamill's glistening thigh was just not, I could do it every once in a while, sure, but no, not constantly.
Not your daily driver.
Not my daily driver, no.
Next question I pull out there too is like, this is kind of more for the person who selected the movie. Anything stand out to you on this watch? What do you think of the group's reaction to the film? Definitely you guys pulled up some good points there at the beginning. Like if you sit there and analyze, like, why the heck are these houses on stilts? Why do they explode randomly? What's the point of this wall around this house here and stuff like that? Just some of the other good stuff you guys brought up was definitely like, yeah, I like agree with it completely there.
another point I had was that if you had a night of drinking, that would be the worst house to go back to.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yep. You're better off just laying on the floor somewhere on the ground.
This hay bale's looking better and better.
Looks like
Lay on the
JC
ground
went out
next
and
to it.
partied too hard. Could make it back up into his house. And then overall, my thoughts on your guys' reaction to the film was generally it seemed more positive. I mean, definitely like I think I gave you guys enough of a heads up though too of like, don't expect high art with this movie. Don't expect to be thinking much with this movie. So, and then let's see. Yeah. Just kind of for the group here, overall thoughts on the movie and did you like it?
It was.
And don't
It was
worry,
an
you
interesting-
won't hurt my feelings one way or the other.
I do not care about your feelings. Don't worry about that. But I don't think that I disliked this movie. There were definitely, honestly, there were several of the Fast and Furious movies that I would much less rather watch than this movie. So, this
Fast 8, Fast 9, Fast 10.
haven't seen those ones though. So, if from the lens that I viewed it through, and I keep saying the D&D lens, it was fun. It was fun enough. I would be able to have this on in the background and not pay attention to it. That would be absolutely fine with me. And then every once in a while, glance over and go, I remember that. That's what this type of movie is.
I keeping in mind, like you said, that it was made in the 70s and stuff like that. Because, like I said at the beginning of the movie, I was like, what is happening? What is going on? But I actually did really enjoy the movie. I enjoyed it. I wanted to see the ending. I wanted to know what happened. I disagreed with a couple things, but they didn't ask me for some reason.
I would echo those comments as well.
And apparently there's a sequel?
There's 2 sequels and a
Couple.
TV show.
Oh,
Watch them at your discretion if you would ever like to. But
I peeked at just the explanation of the second movie, and it was like time travel, and I was like,
Yep.
"Whoa, this looks
Getting back to the source
so,
material, sounds like.
so terrible, awesome." But
no, it's more like a fish out of water story.
I don't know. As I said, I'd seen the movie before. I thought I remembered it being better, but maybe I just like mixed Conan in with it. Like it's just that same era for me, and it was okay. It is what it was. A lot more boobs than I remember. A lot more dude thighs than I remember.
Love a good dude thigh, don't you, Gary?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was. This is probably not a movie that I'd put on again intentionally, but if it came on and it was just on in the background, especially in a TV edit where I don't have to worry about subject matter content with kids around, yeah, sure. It's was one of those things that I knew it was a more nostalgia driven reason that Shotzi enjoys it, and I notoriously have zero nostalgia for most things, so I just figured that was probably not going to be something that was going to hold up to modern cinematic viewings and lenses and things like that. So it didn't, but that's all right. That's not what it's here for. So
Tyler, what did you think of the movie?
I still really like it. So much so that I have the 4K ordered, and it's coming at some point in time.
To that note, the 4K. I did some Wikipedia looking after watching the movie. The original film negative was lost, right?
That's what I keep reading, but then supposedly they've got something that they're able to do a scan for it there.
Okay.
So I don't
So
know.
this is a proper up-resed, properly rescanned version.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be curious. This is a different company doing it. The second release, then there was a first release that happened way long ago before I was really into buying a lot of more physical media than I am now. So I heard it's a really good scan and everything like that. So I'm kind of curious of how well this second release of the film scan looks there. But from all intents and purposes, the first one was really well regarded.
Okay. Interesting.
I am looking up the Beastmaster book right now, seeing how much it goes for and if I want to read it.
Steven will let you know if it varies too much from the book or not.
Right. I already heard that it varies very much.
No, yeah, to the point that it varied so much that the original author was like, "Don't put my name on that." So she has no writing credits for the movie because it's so far different. She was like, "No."
Then I wouldn't even assume there's any point in reading the book unless you're just genuinely interested.
Some other fun Wikipedia moments that I read. The programmer director for Cinemax stated, "You can come into this movie at any part of it and not feel you've missed much," as like a selling point. Also, the filmmakers arranged for star Tanya Roberts to appear in Playboy to help promote the film, but that issue did not come out until after the film had already been released.
Oh my gosh!
So,
oh gosh,
that it's that level of we're promoting our movie by having the lead actress go into Playboy. So,
as if your skimpy outfit's not enough, right?
Right. Fun nugget of the era.
Nick, did you kind of give your little piece of what you thought of it there?
Sort of. I really liked it. I would agree. It's not something I would go looking for, but if it's on in the background, I might have it and just glance over and smirk at it, like JC said. I would disagree that what he just mentioned too, that like you can pop it at any time, because I watched it and I was lost. It definitely has moments that are comical, just because that you look back at what was done in the time, in the moment, in the scene. But yeah, I thought it was all right. I wouldn't say I disliked it. There's definitely movies out there that I'd rather cut my arm off than watch. But it was pretty good.
Alrighty. And then so I have this final question on here, and I don't know if we want to do it these early episodes or not, or if we want to just save it till our wrap-up episode of, if it's not your movie, kind of how we want to rank it against the other ones. And I don't know if that's something we just want to save until our wrap-up episode, because I know Gary's real big into ranking stuff.
Okay. I didn't know I was the one who needed to rank things.
You're the one who always pushes that stuff. But
I did notice that the movie started with the witches telling Mayax that the truth cannot be changed, like the fate was locked in. So this and Stranger Than Fiction might actually be too similar in terms of themes to really put them up against each other right now. So
There we go.
They're basically the same movie.
same
Pretty
movie.
much. Yeah.
I was like, great, another big fate discussion is what I put in my notes.
Sensing a pattern here.
God, that's gonna be strange if that's all of a sudden a random pattern that goes throughout the film.
All
So like this.
There's something wrong here, guys.
Fate cannot be changed. If the child's meant to be sacrificed, life will find a way.
All right, so we'll save the final ranking then for the wrap up episode.
There you go.
All right. Any final talking points we want to touch on here?
Oh my
No,
gosh.
are we gonna say anything about the next one coming out?
Yeah, what is I was just pulling that up
I
here
don't
real
remember.
quickly.
I believe that
It
is
is-
mine.
Yes, Amanda's Rogers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Anything we need to know going into this movie, Amanda?
There should not be any crazy nudity in the first couple minutes.
No boobs and child sacrifice.
There won't be any child sacrifice. Hold on, let me think. Yeah, you should be good there. I can't promise anything else.
Plenty
long
of
is
discussions
it?
of fate, I expect.
Although,
Okay.
That's the
yes,
Hour 20
you say?
minutes.
it's Cinderella, so
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'd say actually. So although it is probably age appropriate for any child, our child has declared that it is too scary for her.
No, not too scary. They were too mean.
Oh,
Steven was out of town. I put on Cinderella thinking, oh, this will be a nice mother-daughter movie. 20 minutes in, she's glued the whole time. She's got this frown on her face, and she finally comes up, goes, no, like them, they're mean. And then
What she
I
wants.
suppose
and what
I
she
demand-
wants.
the sisters need to be mean in the early part.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
was like, well, we got to keep watching it. And she then said, no, I all done. I want football. And I was like, I have never put on football without Steven before. And
Yeah.
for the
You
first time, no.
Like football or football?
She knows
You
herself.
enunciate. There's no difference.
Football
Fair
or football?
statement.
Sorry.
No. So I was not. I was willing. I said we were going to watch a little bit more of it. This cued a complete meltdown on the kitchen floor, crying about how she wanted dad. I quote, I just want daddy in football. And
There you go. That's a
I
win.
was not.
Oh.
Yeah. So Steven loved the sneaky Snapchat I sent to him complaining about it,
Oh man.
but I was less amused. So,
Anyway, so your 3-year-olds might not like it, but everyone else should. It should be okay
Yeah.
for everyone.
so
There you go.
apparently Cinderella ranks lower than football.
There we go.
And
Cinderella's notoriously the story of how the stepmother is horrible to the daughter. I'm just perplexed how you thought that'd be a good mother-daughter show to watch.
she clearly thought I was mean, so maybe she was just.
Yeah.
That's why.
He sympathizes you with
This
the
is
mother.
the story of my life. I don't like it.
That's what Cinderella does. Is she goes and cries in her room because her mom is so mean. And bets
My
for
warning
football.
to you guys is the movie does have music. Sorry. Come with your favorite song picked out.
Sing along. There you go.
And I sing along, or is it gonna
Yes.
be like weird off key like
Do you
You
know
can
the
do
Sing
all the
song
along.
singing.
Cinderella?
You can do all the
You were the
singing you
movie.
want, Gary, just not on this podcast.
See,
I
I
wanna
disagree.
drive
I would
a-
like a tape of it.
Oh, sure. Gary could do an audio file of him singing there, and I'll put it at the end of the podcast, just like I did with the Fast and the Furious stuff. there. So that way our one listener doesn't have to listen to it throughout the podcast.
I
All
do
right.
not think that's gonna happen.
I feel like it's about as
Sorry.
opposite the Beastmaster as you can get. So I am interested in the weird going from the Beastmaster to Rogers and Hammerstein Cinderella. It's a very opposite swing.
It's eclectic.
Is it scary? You asked.
Scary.
You said mean, not scary.
And
Well,
it
we only
deals
got
with
20
fate.
minutes in.
Oh, okay.
It's meaner than football, famously a very calm sport. So
Exactly.
This is a good point. I should point that out.
Oh goodness.
All right, before we stretch this out too long here with this ending, we will go ahead and wrap this up here. We want to thank everybody for taking the time to listen to. Until next time when we watch, as we said, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, folks.